Dimmi Gian.
Non fare cose.
Sì, si sente Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. Dica. Perché noi ci abbiamo fatto fare una maglia di lavori di gruppo all'università. Penso che la odieranno tutti.
Dai. Siamo veramente quattro gatti.
Sì, assolutamente.
Si prega di non giocare con i microfoni, grazie, questo per noi. Andiamo.
Good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for being here today for the final event of the Camelot project. It was a long project that started in 2020, but now we are at the final days because the project will finish on 28th of February, so less than 10 days that we have. Thank you to all the people to the Camelot project that came here for today, and also thank you very much for all the participants that are online and also in presence. I will give immediately the floor to the General Secretary and Director, Dr. Antonio Sebastiano Porcaro, for the institutional greetings. Then we will start the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. On behalf of the Metropolitan Major, I welcome the European partner that, together with the Metropolitan City of Milan, have implemented the action foreseen by the Camelot project. The meeting of today concluded this project, which, despite the arrival of the COVID pandemic, saw the organization of 8 international events and the local activity carried out by the partners in their own territory. The project had the aim of improving the collaboration between active citizens and public bodies in the process of building a metropolitan European identity and consequently strengthening international cooperation. The development of relations with other European cities is one of the most important functions of the metropolitan city of Milan. The main purpose of the project was therefore not only to bring together different metropolitan realities and create a constructive dialogue in this context, but also the implementation of an European network where every metropolitan area and city participate with the aim of improving its role in European governance. The event that characterized the last year, the reference is to the aggression of Ukraine by Russia, have further demonstrated how the consolidation of cooperation between the European peoples is an essential goal which we must all strive for. The metropolitan area and city can play an important role in the formation of stronger networks among European citizens. It's only with the European Union that it is possible to achieve social cohesion among peoples in a democratic context of prosperity, economic growth, and cultural development. As the motto "United in Diversity" of the project say, we have tried to share the needs of metropolitan realities and the cities despite the territorial and the social diversity existing both before and after the pandemic, also analyzing their degree of resilience. Last but not least, I thank once again Barcelona, Zagreb, Porto, Gdansk, Bari, Cracovia, and Stuttgart, as well as all the people here for their full and precious collaboration in the realization of the Camelot project, and I wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the General Secretary for this warm welcome to all this session. Now I will give the floor to Carmine Pacente, that is the Chief of the European Program and Policy Department, that is the main coordinator of the Camelot project. So, Carmine, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the organization of this day, the final conference. Luciana Damiata, thanks to Luciana Damiata, Paola Giovannini, Tatiana Negurita, Marica, Luca, Giulia. It's really important for me because this is the last meeting of the Camelot project, as Tatiana and the General Director said. And thank you very much for your participation to the European partners. We are some of the most important metropolitan authorities in the European Union. Zagreb, Stuttgart, Milan, Barcelona, Porto. We realized, as you read in the final relations, 9 international events, 8 countries involved, more than 500 people involved in our activities. But I think that the most important, the main goal of this project, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the metropolitan cities that worked with us, is that in the framework of the European Union, it's compulsory, it's necessary that the metropolitan cities and the metropolitan authorities could have a real role in the programming period not 2021 and 2027, but in the future, in my opinion, in managing the European funds and the European financial instruments, because until today, also in this programming period, metropolitan cities are considered only the main municipality, the capital of the metropolitan areas. And this is not acceptable, in my opinion, but also in the opinion of my colleagues that are working with us. And we have to stress the European institutions, the European Commission, the European Commissioner Elisa Ferreira. We prepared with our partner of Barcelona a paper, a position paper for giving much more importance to the European metropolitan authorities in the managing of the European instruments and European funds, the European Regional Development Fund, the European Social Fund. But the goal is not so close, but so far, in my opinion. And we have to stress this dimension because until today, for example, here in Italy, the National Operational Program for Metropolitan Cities for this programming period is focused for 90%, more than 90%, on the capital of the metropolitan area and not on the metropolitan authorities. It's not acceptable. This is in Italy, this is in Germany, this is in Spain, this is in Croatia, and all the other countries. So I think that we have to create another partnership, another network of towns in another program, because we have to work all together for having in the next programming period a national program focused, based on the metropolitan authorities. This is the future. I think that this is the present, not only the future, but there is an imbalance of power between the capital of the metropolitan area and the metropolitan cities. I'm convinced about this perspective. I think that in the European Commission some colleagues are convinced about this, but we are not the majority. We are the minority now. And working together, so I would like to propose to you to continue this work. We started with another project in the last programming period, now Camelot. In the next programming period, we have to create another network of towns for stressing on this dimension. This is the present and this is the future. Thank you very much to our partners, and thank you for your participation here in Milan for the last event. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmine, for having underlined how it's important that the metropolitan area should have a role, a relevant role in the management of the European funds, as they have a direct impact on all the citizens. Now I would like to present you briefly the achievements and the objective of the Camelot project that we have foreseen during this during the life of the project. So, as you already know, the partners involved in the project has already mentioned by the General Secretary, by Carmen, so I will not stop on it. Let's take a look to the main important activities that we have realized during the project regarding the international events. The first one Before speaking about the first event that we have organized in Milan, I would like to mention the other two international events that we have organized online during the COVID period in 2021. One was during the European Week of Region, and another one was in Stuttgart. And now we started by the first one, the first event that we organized in Milan, here in the metropolitan city of Milan, and it was regarding the management of the European funds, underlying which are the opportunities for the metropolitan area. And the partner have a real discussion on how will be the future of the Europe and of the citizens. To the event have participated different people regarding to the political representative, municipality, citizens, students, metropolitan area, and also other kind of categories, for a total of 56 people. Let's take a look also to the questionnaire, to the results of the questionnaire that we have achieved at the end of the event, because taking part to the international event, the people have changed their knowledge about the European funds. As we can see in the first table, the participants have changed, have more, have deepened knowledge about the work of the European Union, and they know better what is the national recovery and resilience plan in Italy after taking part in the first event. The second event that was organized physically was in Barcelona, and the topic of this event was the capitalization of the European instruments and the investment funds project that regards the urban and the metropolitan governments and the citizen involvement. A lot of participants took part in the event regarding that come from the political representative, from the public workers and the local authorities, and also the metropolitan city, for a total of 58 participants. Also here, one of the answers that we have from the questionnaire regards how strong is the support of the European funds in your metropolitan area, and all the citizens were satisfied by the uses of the European funds in the Barcelona area, as you can see here in the post. The first event was in Zagreb. Here, the main topic that was analyzed, it regards the IT instruments for the urban agglomeration as a result for the growth of the city. And the different participants come from the municipality, also different citizens who were involved in the event, also other representatives from the metropolitan area, for a total of 53 people. Also here, the event was very important because the partner from Zagreb asked to the participant how they are familiar with the integrated territorial investment as a special form of European funds. And as you can see from this table, at the beginning, the people didn't have so much experience and much knowledge about this kind of funds. But after the event, they deepen their knowledges, and they have the opportunity to understand more about this category. And they have also that the feeling that after the conference they increase their knowledge about this category. Let's take a look also to the fourth event that was organized in Porto, in the metropolitan area of Porto. And here the topic was the metropolitan area and the integrated territorial investment. It was a little bit similar to Zagreb, but with a special focus on the metropolitan areas and with the instruments to invest on it. Also here, the rate of the participant was higher because the total people involved in the event was 65, coming from different categories. Also, the event in Porto was very relevant because based on the experience of the participants, they understood that it's very important to, from the municipality of Porto, to promote projects and initiatives regarding to the European programs. And they underlined that it's very important to have more initiative regarding to the European, the program Europe for Citizen as the Camelot project that was financed by this program. Another event that was organized in July of 2022, it was in the metropolitan area of Dansk. And one of the interesting topics that was deeply in this event was the adaptation of the metropolitan area to the climate change, including the implementation of IT projects. And the people coming to this event was very high because we reached more than 100 people coming from different categories, as you can see in this target group. The people that participated to the event was asked if for them is important the topic of the adaptation and to the action that are adopted by the metropolitan area. And they underlined here that it's very important the measure that should be implemented at the local level. Then we have the sixth event was in Bari regarding the role of the culture and the European relations. So the focus was the cultural aspects. The people coming from different target group were involved in the project, and we reached more than 60 participants. Regarding the question, the answer that we posed to them was what do you know about the National Recovery and Resilience Plan? And after the event, they as well increased the experience and the knowledge about this important plan for the citizens. Another event was in Craiova, and it regards the democratic commitment and the civic participation. So Craiova put the focus on how it's important to involve citizens in the democratic and the adoption of legislative acts that have an impact on the citizens. Here, the main category, the main important category that took part in the event was the student, with whom we had an active discussion on the European involvement of the citizens in different procedures and proceedings. Then we asked to them how is important the support of the European funds also in the metropolitan area of Craiova, and as you can see from this post, it's very important, and they underline that it should be improved and underline more in their area. Then the final event was in the Verband in Stuttgart in Germany, and we have the opportunity to discuss about the European tools for the development of the European dimension. So the focus was on how to develop the metropolitan area, which are the uses and the instruments that we have for improve the well-being of the citizens. Also here, different categories took part in the event, coming from different categories from the municipality, citizens, students, metropolitan area, and also we had different political representatives from the region. And also here we have a total of 63 participants to the event. Then we ask how is important the European civic participation and the direct involvement of the citizens in the main in the adoption of the main measure. And they underline that it's important, but it's also good not to be involved in all the proceedings. So it's quite different in relation to all the questionnaire that we have before this one. So the total participants to all the 8 international events in present that we have organized is 471 attendees. Then another activity that we have organized in relation to the Camelot project are the local activities. Let's take a look to them and which kind of activities we have implemented in different countries. Let's start by Barcelona. Barcelona has put the attention on the metropolitan area and how it's important to involve all the municipalities in the management of the European project, in the European funds, implementing the relevant project, addressing also to the main and the urgent metropolitan challenge in Europe. We can see here a picture from the event. Then we have Bari that has focused again on the importance, on the relevance of the cultural aspects in the building of the metropolitan citizenship. And in the metropolitan city of Bari, they organize a meeting among 30 influencers that meet the round table of the talents of the younger generations, as you can see here in this picture. Then we have Craiova. Craiova has put it with the focus as in the international event on the democratic engagement and the civic participation. They started from the results and the presentation of the international event that was in Craiova to deepen, to analyze and to discuss with citizens and also with students. Then we have Dansk that have organized during the international event also the local activities, put it into the evidence the climate change, where we organize a workshop and a debate on the same theme. Here are some pictures. We have the metropolitan city of Milan that has organized the event, inviting two classes from the high school of the metropolitan area, underlining how is important the European funds and the European project in the metropolitan area. So we have an active discussion with the students to understand also which are their idea or their perception on this topic. Then we have Stuttgart that has organized local activities that have organized a policy breakfast with the citizens, discussing on the European development, inviting also the vice president of the European Parliament. So they discuss on how is important, which are the instruments used for the development of the metropolitan area. Here are some pictures of the event. Then we have the city of Zagreb that has organized in May of 2022 the local events and based on the results of the workshop that was held during the international event. And the participant to this event has the opportunity to discuss on different topics like the urban mobility and the integration of public transport, the culture, the heritage and the tourism for their territory. They also had the opportunity to discuss the green transition, the circular management of the space and the building, and also which are the safe and the pleasant, attractive public spaces on their territory. As we have also here another picture from the local event. Then we have Porto. Porto has focused their local activities on the metropolitan plan for the adaptation to the climate change, and they have organized working groups in order to discuss and to deepen this topic. Then that's all the local activities that we have implemented. Let's also take a look to the audience of the post that we have published on the website and the social network of the metropolitan city of Milan. We have posted a total of 34 posts, and we have received only 89 likes. So we don't have so many likes on the website of the metropolitan city of Milan. But we have also implemented and published the website of the Camelot project, and the users are very high because we have reached 930 users of the site that have entered into the website, taking a look to the activities and the project and the activity project and the results that was published after each international event. We have also some of the returning visitors that amounts to 7% of all the users. So I think here we have some more detailed data about the website, but maybe I will not enter into detail. So I thank you very much, and I will be available for any doubts or commentation that you have on it. Now we stop for a small break for the coffee break, and then we restart by all the presentation of the partners. And we have asked them a very interesting question, I think, regarding the advantages that they have from the participation to the Camelot project. So I'm very curious to understand if they have received direct or indirect benefits from the Camelot project on their territory. So thank you, and see you in 10 minutes. So let's start our second part of this morning. I will give immediately the floor to Alba from the metropolitan area of Barcelona, who will explain us which are the results that they gain from the participation to the Camelot project. So Alba, thank you very much for being here, and the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. Well, I'm going to present the results of the Camelot project, as Tatiana was saying. First of all, just very short and brief introduction. We are the Barcelona metropolitan area, and we are the only metropolitan area in Spain, sorry. So you have a map also of our territory and our 36 municipalities. I think as you all know, we are a local authority that we deliver services to the municipalities. So that's why I want to highlight that our role it's not to deliver services directly to the citizens, but to the municipalities, to the citizens through the municipalities. This is why we thought this project was super important to give a voice to the municipalities and to involve the municipalities so they can show directly through the projects they are implementing, which are, of course, European-founded projects, how are they impacting in their local territories and in the citizens. First of all, when we were organizing the meeting in Barcelona, we involved several of our municipalities because we went to see 3 of them, and we did different field visits to visit some of the project's results and implementation. Also, in the other international meetings, like the one in Zagreb, Gdansk, Bari, Craiova, and Stuttgart, we involved 5 of other metropolitan municipalities, and they explained different projects, some regarding public space, mobility, sustainability, energy, cultural heritage. In the case of Bari, for example, how to involve citizens, innovation. And the last one in Stuttgart was about the music school, and they were talking about some social actions that they were working in that school of music. The next one, also the Camelot project has been really important for us to explain the ERDF funds that we have in the metropolitan territory. One, to explain, and the second one, to show, because also when the colleagues from the other metropolises came to Barcelona, they had the chance to visit one of the projects that we are implementing through the ERDF funds, which is the rehabilitation of the Llobregat River, which is one of the rivers that is close to, it's inside the metropolitan area, it's surrounding Barcelona, the big city. For us, has been really important to show the work that we have been doing with the ERDF funds and how we are implementing them in the whole metropolitan territory and in different municipalities, because it's not that evident. We right now have an agreement with the Catalan government to develop. Right now, we are developing 10 different projects with a total investment of 6 million euros, which 30 million euros are from the ERDF funds. But this agreement for the next for this actual programming period is not that evident. We don't know if we are, unfortunately, we don't know if we are going to continue with this agreement. That's why we want to keep showing the results that we have been doing in this in the past programming period to show the importance of this agreement, and hopefully if we can have it in the future. And the last one, as Tatiana was explaining, we also organize a local event in the framework of an international congress called Metro Solution that we organize on 17th and 18th of October. One of the main topics of this congress, that of course the main topic was about metropolitan solutions in general, but one of the main topics was about metropolitan governance, and the local event was framed in this main topic. So for us, was important to explain and to show how metropolitan areas as such, as Carmen Bachente was explaining later, are super important in managing the European-founded projects and to implement relevant actions in the metropolitan territory as metropolitan area as such, and not only the city or in a bigger picture the region. So this is short, but this is all. Thank you very much, and well, I'll give the floor to the next partner.
Thank you, Alba, for this interesting presentation about the results that you have reached in Barcelona metropolitan area. I also bring the greetings of Bari that cannot take part in the event because of other incumbents meetings that they have in their city. I don't know if we are already able to have the speech of Roxana Pershoi from Craiova, that could not take part to come to Milan because they have some troubles with their health.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Wait a moment, Roxana. We cannot see you. Roxana, could you see us?
Yes.
But we not see you.
Can you?
Not yet.
Now?
We just hear you, but without seeing you.
Oh my goodness.
Your camera is on or off, Roxana?
It's on. Is on. I can see you.
I know that you see us, but we don't see you. Maybe we can ask for the technical assistance. Oksana, could you wait maybe for the next presentation? I will give the floor to the next partner.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Because we would like to see you, at least on the video.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will give the floor to Porto Cristina from the metropolitan area of Porto. Roxana, could you switch off your microphone?
Oh,
okay.
If you want.
Roxana.
No, basta qua, il nostro volume.
Okay.
Yes.
I will give the floor to Roxana. I will give you the floor as we can see you. If you are ready, you...
Finally. Hello, everybody. It is a pleasure to see you now. And I'm sorry that due to some medical problems, I couldn't come to meet you at the final conference in Milan. For Craiova municipality, the key word of the Camelot project was opportunity, both for us as a municipality, but for its citizens too. It was a moment to share experiences and best practices of participatory democracy, interacting with citizens in order to improve the governance systems of the metropolitan cities. During our local event, we met Crayova's citizens, and by their participation, they become more active and more mature as citizens. They said that they would like more meetings like that with the representatives of Craiova municipality, in which they are listened about their needs and challenges, but to find out about the plans of the municipality to develop the city too. For the citizens, it was a moment to acquire fundamental knowledge of municipalities' policy and of the EU decision-making processes. They became aware of their own identity values as well as open to an intercultural dialogue and reciprocal knowledge in order to realize a common European identity, a shared citizens, and a real integration. The most important lesson learned from the Camelot project was to profit more in terms of growth and stability from the use of European funds to strengthen the sense of European citizens and identity through the lens of democratic participation in decision-making. Camelot was for us the start of collaboration with some metropolitan cities and the possibility to continue a lasting collaboration with new partners to create and improve instruments for citizens' participation in public decisions. The main target will be, of course, the citizens, together with policymakers that are essential actors to achieve inclusive governance and active citizenship. It was a pleasure to meet and work with you during the project, and I think that during your visit in Craiova, you had the chance to know us better, to find out about our culture and tradition, to prove the Romanians' hospitality and seriosity, and maybe to change a bit your opinion about us. I would like to congratulate the lead partner for sustaining us, and we hope to a longer collaboration. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Thank you very much, Craiova. Thank you very much, Roxana, for your presentation. It was a pleasure to come to Craiova, and we felt a lot your hospitality as Romanian people, and we felt as at home. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Bye.
And now, you have a presentation. Yeah. Now I will give the floor to Agata Blancharska from the metropolitan area of Dansk, and she will underline the benefits coming from the from the Camelot project. So Agata, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tatiana. Hello, my name is Agata. I represent the Metropolitan Area Gdańsk-Gdynia Sopot Association. We are located in the northern part of Poland, near the Baltic Sea. Very beautiful place. So we are an association of almost 60 municipalities, which includes cities, communes, and counties. Our Metropolitan Area Association works for 11 years. We are also an intermediate body for the ITI projects, and we deal with almost 200 of ITI projects. Okay. So, as Tatiana said in her presentation, in Gdańsk we organized two events. Both of them were organized in 2022. First one on the international level in July, and the second one in the local level in October. During international events in July, we organized a workshop and a conference called Second Pomorskie Forum of Climate Solidarity, where we invited representatives of the EU Parliament, regional and local governments, mayors, experts, and specialists on science. During this event, 4 debates took place. And this event was attended by more than 150 participants. Also, during the international events, we also had a partner meeting in Gdańsk, near the Baltic coastline. And during this workshop, we discussed main actions, priorities in our metropolitan area in the context of climate change adaptation, together with the experiences, directions, and good or bad practices. So these are some examples of the best practices, which was presented on the second day at the main conference. So we agreed that the collecting climate data and sharing it is really important in our cities and metropolitan areas. Also, we discussed that we have to think more about involvement of the residents in the planning process and how we, as a metropolitan associations, can support our municipalities more in the climate change actions. We indicated some crucial roles such as water reuse and drainage systems, as well as energy efficiency of buildings, together with using health and quality of life issues as a motivation for mindset shifts in the terms of climate change. We stressed also the universal solutions for cities and metropolitan areas. It could be, for example, connecting green infrastructure also together with the bike paths, educational activities for residents, providing climate information, and also establishing climate shelters against heat in our cities. Then we had the local events in October, and it was located in Gdańsk University of Technology. And during the local events, we organized 2 initiatives. One was a workshop called Climate Mosaic, and the second one was a high-level debate called Let's Work Together for the Climate. The workshop was an educational game in which participants working together as a team could understand how the climate will change and what its consequences will be. In this workshop, we had 27 people. Those were representatives of local governments, NGOs, residents, and also teachers. The workshop was based on the IPCC reports. And the goal of the workshop was to develop recommendations for joint actions in our metropolitan area. During this day, we also had a high-level debate. It was a multi-sectoral discussion. We invited local authorities, science, NGOs, and also business representatives. Around 100 participants were listening to this interesting debate. So to sum up some main benefits from all the Camelot project, thanks to this project we managed to involve residents in the local events. We were also exchanging a lot of good and bad practices together with other metropolitan areas in Europe, and also among the stakeholders in our metropolis. We can say that all the initiatives gave us stronger relations with national and international multi-sectoral actors in so important topic for us, and I think for all the Europe, which is climate change adaptation. So thank you very much to all the partners. Thank you very much, our leader Milano, for the great cooperation.
Thank you, Agatha, for having underlined how it's important to involve the citizens and the different stakeholders that you have in your territory in the managing the different measures that can impact on the climate. So thank you very much for your presentation and for your availability to the project. Now, I would like to give the floor to Cristina Magalhães from the metropolitan area of Porto. So we are very curious to understand which kind of benefits they had from the project. Cristina, the floor is yours. Thank you. No.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure to be here to the final event. For us, in Porto metropolitan area, the project's most relevant benefits were to increase the knowledge on managing European Union funds, to share experiences, good practices, and ways of spreading information. It was particularly important to see how metropolitan cities and areas manage the European funds and inform the citizens about it, but also how they let the citizens know that there are funds available. It was also important to continue building and strengthening the network of metropolitan cities and areas involved, thus creating the opportunity to work in common European-funded projects, bringing the European Union closer to its citizens. Last but not least, this allowed us to improve the way we relate to citizens and developing new strategies. For example, with the surveys conducted before and after the international event, we reached the participants and were able to understand who they are and what they want, as well to contact them for upcoming events to disseminate, explain, or share information on European funds that become available for them. Being part of Camelot project, we are able to integrate some projects along with some of the other partners are indicated by them. We also expanded the public discussion or direct democracy occasions, promoting the debate between citizens and policymakers, pointing out best practices and innovative solutions on metropolitan governance and civic participation in decision-making. Some of these occasions were the Metropolitan Chart on Culture, promoting debates in 17 municipalities of Porto metropolitan area with participation of the civil society, city council, and metropolitan area. Another one is water saving ideas competition, taking place in schools in 17 municipalities and involving the school community, city councils, the metropolitan area, and Portuguese government. Another one was metropolitan youth policy, creating a metropolitan youth policy organized by Porto metropolitan area and counting with participation of city councils representatives for youth, young people, and public entities responsible for definition of youth policies. It seeks to gather and debate ideas that can lead to joint decision-making on the implementation of a metropolitan youth policy. In future, in a new project, we would like to be able to strengthen and diversified partnership, deepen the network, and focus in one or two themes, enable to explore and deepen information, extend the number of participants and diversify them to better disseminate the project and reach more people. And it's all for me. On behalf of Metropolitan Area of Porto, I would like to thank you all for this opportunity to participate in Camelot project, which was greatly enriched us with your generous sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Cristina, for having summarized your results and benefits that are fitting perfectly on the Camelot project, because you, as you mentioned, you increased that knowledge of the European programs and the calls. You built and you strengthened the European network between all the Camelot partners, and not only. And then you also improved the way on how to communicate and how to involve the citizens on the public decision. So thank you very much, Cristina. Now I would like to give the floor to Ines Franov-Beokovic from the city of Zagreb that will illustrate the results from their part. Ines, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tatiana. Hello, everybody. My name is Ines Franov-Beokovic. I'm coming from Zagreb. I'm not sure how many of you from the audience have the possibility so far to visit Zagreb. It's really a beautiful city, so those of you who were not yet in Zagreb, please visit. Maybe not this year, because we are still having some challenges and troubles from the earthquake that hit Zagreb in 2020. But this is also one of the challenges that we have in Zagreb. And I wanted to say that apart from the fact that the city of Zagreb is the capital of Croatia, and the biggest city in Croatia, the challenges are, you know, vast. There are many challenges. We are in need of all kinds of infrastructure, and this is why the importance of EU funding for the city of Zagreb is of, you know, is of great interest. And this is where we come also to the Camelot project. Why it was important for the city of Zagreb to be part of this network is because I think we all here composed of so relevant European cities that together we form like a very strong partnership. And I think that together we can make, or we can ensure that the interest of all metropolitan cities and big cities and all cities in Europe, that our voice can be heard. Because what is important, I would strongly emphasize what Carmine said before, that it is really important that we have the opportunity to program what we need. Because I guess the same situation is in Italy as in Croatia, that the majority of the EU funding is programmed at the national level. And this is really problematic for us. For city of Zagreb especially, because needs are, you know, like enormous. So it is important to be part of this kind of projects. So a part of this strong partnership that we have all together, the benefit of the project is, I think, our friendship, which is for a lifetime, at least for I'm saying for myself. And this is like priceless. And apart from that, through the Camelot project, we can also, we also had opportunity to do something rather concrete. And this was in particular implementation of our local activity in the city of Zagreb. Why? The city of Zagreb is center of the urban agglomeration of the city of Zagreb, which is actually like artificially formed of 30 different local units. All of these 30 units, they have their own political, you know, leaders, their own goals, their own agendas. And to be like this artificial body, it's really challenging for the city of Zagreb, like the center of this agglomeration, to, you know, to link all together and to have integration and integrated projects. Why do we have this kind of this kind of agglomeration? Because this was the only way for us, for the city of Zagreb, to implement the ITI mechanism. And only ITI mechanism allowed us for at least one bit to be part of the programming action. So actually gave us a chance to implement some part of our strategy. And this strategy should be like strategy of all 30 units. This was really, really challenging because we not usually communicate with all these units. So it's very hard to have some kind of integrated actions. So in the previous perspective, all projects implemented through the urban agglomeration of Zagreb were like totally separated projects, one in Zagreb, one in some other units. So we were missing this integration. So through the Camelot project, we decided that through the local activities, we will gather people together from the urban agglomeration. We offered them like several teams which were actual for not only for the city of Zagreb, but at the national level. We knew that all these topics will be topics that will be represented in our operational programs at the national level. So we gave them opportunity to propose the actions which are like of common interest for the urban agglomeration of Zagreb, and to try to make some kind of integrated projects, which then we can tell those people from the urban agglomeration, we will, like the city of Zagreb, will do all the efforts to communicate with the national level that we get the money for the actions that we really need at the urban agglomeration of Zagreb. And I think this was one of the greatest benefits of the Camelot projects. And actually, we get after this local event, local workshop, the result of it, we had like 4 integrated projects for the urban agglomeration, and definitely we have decided to put one of them is now part of the strategy of the urban agglomeration of Zagreb, and we hopefully it will be implemented, I guess, maybe next year. And this is the one that you see on the slide, resilient, inclusive, and attractive public spaces for all in the Zagreb urban agglomeration. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ines. We are very glad and very proud that you have had a role of coordinator and of leader in the urban agglomeration in Zagreb, and you has also implemented, thanks to the Camelot project, a real different project that among one was included in your strategy. So we are very proud for the result that you reach in your hometown, and we hope that you will be more involved in all the strategy regarding your territory. Now I would like to give the floor to Frieder Oesterle from Stuttgart region, and we are very curious to understand which kind of results of benefits you have reached on your territory coming from the Camelot project. So thank you for being here, and I give you the floor.
Yes, thank you, Tatjana. Hello, everyone. Frieder from Stuttgart region in Germany. I wanted to start with our, I think, joint idea that we all share as metropolitan areas, that municipalities, they are strong political entities in Germany, and I think in all the other countries as well, but we need this coordinated development by like a metropolitan area and a metropolitan institution to really sustain a certain level of sustainability and also competitiveness in our region. So for us, the main benefits was really the exchange with European colleagues, with like-minded European colleagues from metropolitan areas concerning this metropolitan cooperation that we have in our metropolitan lifestyles. The exchange about citizen involvement, because as Stuttgart region, we have a directly elected regional assembly, which is often considered unique, but really involving those citizens continuously. This was a real benefit for us on how other metropolitan areas deal or include citizens in their work. And then, of course, exchange about European integration and especially EU-funded projects. Where we had a lot of best practices from other colleagues in the metropolitan areas. So we learned a lot concerning especially the ITI, for example, from Zagreb, from Porto, also from Gdansk, because in Germany we have this, or in Baden-Württemberg in our region, we have a so-called ITI Light, which is not really considered as an ITI properly by the European Commission. So we were really interested in gaining knowledge about how this is implemented in other European metropolitan areas. And of course, learning about other EU-funded projects, also the involvement in the recovery and resiliency plans, especially how you in Italy, you in Milano, or in Spain, Barcelona, how you were involved in coming up with the plans, and also how you received directly funding from those plans. So this was really interesting to see for us, because we were not involved at all, do not receive any funding from the national government at all. So we try to lobby that we receive also some money, and for this lobbying, it's always good to have some best practices from other European countries. And of course, also learning about your metropolitan governance that you established in your metropolitan area. Also all in all, like Carmine also said in the beginning, we really need this joint lobbying concerning the acknowledgement and also strengthening of the metropolitan dimension on EU level and also in our nation state or in our region, so that we are really acknowledged as an actor and receive EU funding. And apart from that, also, one of the main benefit was the engagement with regional stakeholders and especially the citizens in our region. Tatjana also explained it in the beginning. We had an international event just last year in December in Stuttgart, where we focused on those European instruments that strengthen the metropolitan dimension. There are a few, like for example, the Leipzig Charter, the urban agenda of the European Union, or for example, that 8% of the ERDF money is earmarked for sustainable urban development on national level. But there is still room for way more improvement, as I tried to explain in the beginning. So we had a dialogue with, for example, French MEP Fabienne Keller, with a mayor from our metropolitan area, also from Xavi from AMB Barcelona was involved, because they have a great network called European Metropolitan Authorities, EMA, and also our state government was involved in the dialogue. So in our local event, we really tried to reach out into the metropolitan area. So we went to a town called Göppingen with close to 60,000 inhabitants, and how do they profit from European funding. So we had a discussion with the Lord Mayor, with former MEP, also French MEP Evelyn Gebhardt, and our political chairman was also involved in the debate. We cooperated closely with the so-called Europa Union, which is an initiative of citizens supporting European integration. And we visited like an EU-funded project, which is called Value, which funded the upgrading of cycling path and also hiking in the area, because Göppingen really was an industrial city, or the whole valley where Göppingen is located, and nowadays it's more used for touristic purposes, so to say, supported by EU money. Here I just wanted to show you one of our activities that involved citizens, or in this case, students directly. We also visited an exhibition at City Hall in Stuttgart when you were in Stuttgart in December, which is called Posters for Europe. So we cooperated with the Stuttgart State Academy of Art and Design, and there the students, they created 29 posters for Europe, so to say. So we asked them, what is Europe for you? What do you expect from Europe? So they really came up with creative motives. And now we have various exhibitions in Stuttgart and in the region of Stuttgart, and also various events showcasing and also debating about Europe. As I also tried to explain in the beginning, really strengthening the metropolitan dimension on EU level is one of our core issues. So just one more example, in 1st of March, the network of European metropolitan authorities in Germany, there are 11 of them, and Stuttgart is one of them. We have an event in Brussels to really showcase how we deal with the transformation of the economy especially, and how we would like to be integrated in the future cohesion policy. So not in the current funding period, but already the period beyond that, metropolitan authorities are really recognized and receive EU funding. So that's how we try to really strengthen the metropolitan dimension, by also lobbying actively in Brussels for it. So thank you for your...
Thank you, Frieder, for this great presentation. It was very interesting to understand how you involve the citizens in your region, and above all the students that have designed the post that we have the opportunity to visit in Stuttgart during the international event. It's also very interesting that you already started to think about the next financial period and how you would like to improve the use of the funds. So thank you very much for your presentation. Now, one of the results that we have, outputs that we have from the Camelot project is the final report that you can see in your folder. It's like a brief summarize from all the international event that we have organized, but we have also another output that we would like to show you. It's like a small present for you, to thanking you for the great presentation and collaboration during the project. So thank you very much to the Metropolitan City of Milan from the creation of this intensive video that coming from the moments that we have lived in different international events. It's just a small part of them. So thank you to all the partners for the great collaboration that we have in these years. Now we have finished the amazing part, and now we go to the technical part of the project, and I will give the floor to the other partner of the Camelot project, that is Alda. And I will give the floor to Giulia Albertoni, that will explain us how to deal with the final part of the project regarding the final report that we should draft and to submit to the European Commission. So thank you very much, Giulia, for being here and for your indication on it.
Thank you, Tatiana. Thank you to all the partners for the amazing presentations. So I'm Giulia, I'm representing Alda. I work in the financial department, and I'm bringing you the greetings from Alessandra Brigo, who's the project manager that follows the project together with you. She was sorry to not be able to be here, but she was she's dealing with some urgencies of the other projects, so yeah, we manage to in this way. So I'm talking about right now about the reporting part. So the reporting part will be for us to prove the commission that we have done all the activities and to disseminate the results that we have with the project, and then also to have the final payments. So I'll start with the, okay. So for the reporting, also for the Europe for Citizens, we have the two parts of the reporting. So there will be the narrative reporting, the technical part, the one dealing and explaining all the activities that we have done. And then there will be the financial reporting, which in this case, with this program, is easier than with others programs, so don't worry about this. So I'm showing you all the templates that you can find, the official template that you can find also in the Europe for Citizen program website, and that will be presented to the European Commission in the next 2 months in order to expect their deadline. So here, this is the template of the final report. This is a Word file, but the lead partner will submit this, all this information within the participant portal. But first of all, yes, we need to collect all this information. So to go briefly through the template, there are this general information and contractual data are actually already filled in the portal with all the information. Then they require you a short description of the project results, some indication about the impact and involvement of citizens, the testimonies from the participants to your events, some key messages, and then there is the description of the implemented activities, if there are some changes from the original application, which there are because of COVID at least. We need to manage also moving the dates of some events, and some of the events are also online, which is important to mention, or in a hybrid kind of event, so both in presence and online, and this is important to mention as well. Then they ask about the dissemination and visibility of the project, of the program, and then if you have some additional information about this. And then there are other sessions that are the statistics, so the number of participants, direct participants and indirect participants, which means, for instance, the people or citizens reach through the website, through the social media, or through some posters, some events that you had. And then they are required to ask, this will be, the 4.3 will be some tables in the portal. They require to ask the dates and the venues of the activities, and then they ask to put the direct link to the web page where the municipalities publish the information template, which I will show you in a second, and then some other understanding of the citizen about the EU, which you can easily failed because also of the questionnaires that you have made. And then there are the final confirmation about, I confirm that all the information are real, are true, and that can be used for publication for purposes from the commissions. And then there will be the financial sheet with the total amount to be put here, and then all the attachments that are required by the commissions. So this kind of information template will be yes, filled in by the lead partner within the participant portal, but is very need to have all the information from all the partners, because yes, we need to put the whole vision of the project, so not only the vision from Milan or, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 partners, but all of us should cooperate to put and to give to Milan colleagues the information required. Then there are these mandatory annexes. The first one is the Declaration of Honor, which is this one, which is basically a declaration to be signed by the legal representative of your entity, which say that the template is this one, and the yellow highlight is just because of the number of the final report need to be put when filled the participant portal report. We need to say, yes, the information, financial and narrative, technical information that we are giving are correct, are true, are exact. We are not like saying lies, and this is required to be filled by each partner when sending to the lead partner the information, and then the lead partner will upload the declaration within the portal. And this is the first mandatory annex. The second one is the financial report that I will show you in a while. And then we are required to upload 3 pictures of the project. So the idea is that every partner should send or upload in some drive folder some pictures of the events that things could summarize all the Camelot project's results and activities, and then together, or we can suggest which one is like the best one to show the results of Camelot. And then I will go back here where they're saying that each partner, is here below. Each partner are required to upload in their website an information sheet. So this kind of file is this one, the third one. And this is a template that is required to be filled by each partner, and then the lead partner will collect all the information sheet and put together all the information about the different events, and then maybe Tatiana or one of the other colleagues will send back to the partners, and each partners need to publish this final template in their website, and also it is mandatory to put the direct link to this publication news or page to be put and to be written in the final report, because we actually happened once that a partner didn't publish the report, and the commission actually checked, and they're saying we're not paying until that partner is published. And then another time there was not a direct link, but like the home page web link. And so yes, just pay attention to this, because it's already happening, and they're requiring to put the direct link to the web page. So these are some kind of information that more or less are already also put in the final document that we have in our folder. But in this case will be like the project Camelot was funding with the support of European Union under the program Europe for Citizens. So Strand 2 measure networks of town, and here we'll put the number of events carried out within the project. And yes, basically we need to fill this gray part with the number of citizens involved, the countries, the cities, and then here a short description of the events. And this is what is required for like the narrative part. And then for the financial part, so this is a template that the lead partner will upload within the portal, which is quite easy and immediate to understand, because we are required to put per each event the number of countries involved. So let's say it's like 1-3 if it is a local event, because it's one country, and then here the number of participants. So here again there is a range. So 25-50 or 51 to 75, and etc. If I select, like, for instance, this one, and then you see the cost for the unit cost for the event automatically appear here. So this is for like the lead partner to upload and what is required by the commission. But then there are some other needs that the commission asks the lead partner, thinks that they are the contact person, the contact point. So to prepare and to have everything ready we need to send to Milan the invoices of all the costs that we had. So for instance, travel invoices, boarding pass, train tickets, or maybe the claim if you have some expenses during like local travel, some lunch that was not covered by the project, and so on. Then the accommodation invoices, if there were some translations, or some invoices for printing materials, for communication costs. These are all kind of invoices that we are required to send to our colleagues from Milan, and then also the proof of payment of that of that invoices. Then, yes, it is mandatory, not because we are required to upload in the portal right now, but because the Commission could decide in like 3-4 years after the payments, the final payment, to say, okay, let's see if Camelot partners were doing everything great and everything is in order, and they could come and write to Milan and ask them, can you show me the invoices and the attendance sheets for your events, some pictures, some proof of the activities and the expenses that you have made. And then it may be difficult, like in 4 or 5 years for us as partners to send all the invoices, and it's always better to have everything in order when the project ends and not in like 5 years. Yes, so also from the financial point of view, these are what are required. So basically the invoices, the proof of payments, and then in support of this, still for the audit reasons, we need to send the pictures that I was mentioning before, also the signature list. So when during the event, if you have made the person sign the list of participants, or also if you have some hybrid event or some online person, you may download, because it's something that with COVID happens a lot. You may download from Zoom or from Meet. It depends on which kind of e-tool you used. You can download the official list. So for instance, with Zoom, it appears like an Excel file, but you can do it and you can download and yes, send like name that list, that file as online participants to our events. And then it is important for all of us to do this. To fill, at least from our side, this kind of template, so the info template with the event that we organize, and then, of course, to publish the final version of it. And then also to send the declaration of honor, which is the other template that I show you. You can put here, like all the partners can put here the final report number 1, because for us it's just the one final report, and then the lead partner will put probably the whole code that automatically appears once we open the participant portal reporting phase. So we talk with Tatiana and the colleague of Milan, and we have thought that a good deadline could be the 3rd of March. So it's a Friday, I think. It's a Friday, 3rd of March, because we have done all the local and international events, so we have all the invoices, all the payments was done, so we can send to them in like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks by today, all these documents, in order for them to have time to check, to see if something that is missing, and also to prepare the final report to be uploaded in the portal. Just to alert, because of some past experience, in this template, the final report, I just say, just pay attention to the maximum amount of characters that are required, because the portal then stops, and maybe you still need to write other 4 events. That could be a problem sometimes. And also within the portal, it's not very specific here in this template, but within the portal there will be a table with the number of participants. That is also the total number, but it is also divided by male or female participants, and if there are person like under 30 years old, then between their age 30 to 60, and then above 60 or 65, I don't remember right now. And then if there are some disadvantaged people, they are required to put also these kind of numbers. And of course, the total amount of the results of each partner should be the same amount of what we've said, yes, these are the direct participants to the event, because then otherwise there may be some issue also because of yes, for the payments, because they are checking and giving us the final amount based on the participants that we had. So maybe we can prepare a kind of Excel to be sent to the partners, so each one can put these numbers of participants as well, in order to have everything in order. I don't know if there are questions. I was maybe a bit fast, but I know you already talked about this before, so. Okay, so great, everything is clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Giulia, for this presentation. It's very important to be very careful on the final report. We will send you a template to collect all the information that we need for the report. We will also ask you to share with us as soon as possible all the invoices that you have in your budget for the expenses that you had during the project. We will ask you, as Giulia said before, to send us all the information by the 3rd of March in order to start the double check with the information that we have and to start to fill out the final report. I know that you are good partners and you have already started to send us the documentation, but please respect the deadline and send us all the needed information. So I would like to thank you again, all the Camelot project, the participant here, the participant online, for the great collaboration that we had during this period, and we hope to reinforce and to strengthen our collaboration in further projects and further initiatives in order to reinforce our network that we have already created. So thank you very much, and I am very proud, we are very proud that you are part of this project. So thank you so much.